Okay. So this is a quick video about what the ego is and its main function that allows it to coalesce into this massive unit of what the ego is. So people have thought about the ego for generations, for millennia. And the reason they've done this is because it's not really an easy topic to think about, because it's so close to us. Now, I'm going to define it really quick for you. And so I have not heard this definition anywhere, which is kind of crazy, because in my opinion this just gets at the core of what it is incredibly fast. The ego is the process of the body-brain that takes credit for things. Fundamentally, it is the body. If we're going to condense the body and the brain, the physical manifestation of what the animal is, into one thing, we'll just call it the body. It is the process of the body surviving in life. So, as you breathe, you think to yourself, or if you think about your breathing, you think, I am breathing. But no, it's the body that is breathing, and you are taking credit for it as the ego, as this imaginary concept, as the process of the body surviving in life. So, so we can really look at this. Now, every time that your eyes move, or that your hands or your body moves, you will say that, I did this. I did this. I've done this. I planned to do that. Of course. And if I were to tell you that you didn't just sit in that chair, you would look at me and be like, no, I'm sitting in a chair right now. It's obvious. Anyone would say that I am sitting in a chair. And so you see how tricky this is, because there is a reality to it. And it's like, linguistically, it's very easy to talk about the self and ownership as this invisible entity. Well, it's connected to the body. And that's how this works. So here's the process that takes place. You have a need, you have yourself, and out there is that thing that you need. And so you are not complete without having that thing. Because if you didn't get that need met, if you didn't get the food, you would starve and die. And you would not be complete. Alright, so you're incomplete. A fundamental assumption of the ego. Alright, so for example, there is food, you find it, you bring it close, catch it, bring it close, consume it. 3 steps. You find it, bring it close, consume it. You're looking for shelter because you're cold. You're an animal out in the wilderness. You find shelter, or you create it. You bring it close, you get into it, and now this becomes your shelter. Another example. You're looking for a mate. You go out in the world, you find them. You bring them close. You're close together. And then you intertwine your DNA together, and they become you. And so this goes on and on. But fundamentally what's happening is this. You're seeing a fundamental known in the environment, something that you know. You're bringing it close to you. You're remembering it. And then you identify with it. And identification is the fundamental process of what the ego is, where it takes one thing and it remembers it. And in the mind, it says, I am this. Fundamentally, because the ego only knows processes of the mind, because it is the process of the mind, that fundamentally it thinks that it is all of reality. And so it is completely taking credit for God's creation. The way that it does this is it says, that over there is a curtain. It's not the thing out there. It's the concept that I have inside of my mind. So I know reality. And I am it. And fundamentally that is pride. Well, it's perceived as pride. It is the difference between what you... It is the difference between your experience of it and the reality of existence itself. So yeah, this gets pretty deep, pretty hardcore, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into this and saying how you can integrate the ego into your daily life, what it means to be, you say, on a scale of ego, basically, from more mature to less mature to more ego to less ego, and kind of the differences between those, how you can integrate them and then ultimately transcend the egos to access your spiritual will and become more and more close to God or ground truth. Peace.